No, 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 no. Alright, y'all, welcome back to another video. Yes, I am back. This might be a little bit weird because I did slip off the internet for a while. I kind of did go MIA. I kind of did pull a Corey extension, but we gonna talk about it. What's good? I'm not Corey extension. Alright, how do I do this again? You can clearly see that's been a minute. I'm rusty. I'm sorry, I'm rusty.
Bruh.
Yo, Wagwan. What's good, people? You know it's your boy, King Kong. Yes, King. Yes, Alright, so this is editing JWiz in the building right now. Listen, I know that you see King Kong on the overlay. It's really supposed to be saying JWiz, but bear with me. These are some old videos that I already recorded before I did my rebranding, and I didn't want to throw the content away, and I didn't want to redo reactions and be fake. So it's gonna be like this for a little while. Just stick with me. You feel me? Appreciate it. Thank you. I'm out. Yeah, alright. What's the line again? Yo, Wagwan, what's good, people? It's your boy, and I'm back, you know, after a long while. You know, it's been a minute. But today, we are reacting to the Vaping Crisis. Now, just by the fact that this guy is on his knees is kind of wild. Like, why is bro on his knees right now? This is kind of worrying. You know what I'm saying? Why is bro on his knees right now? This is a bit much.
I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy.
No, 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 no. I come back after COVID thinking that everything gonna be straight. And you telling me now they giving head to a cigarette lighter? Broski, yo, dog. Well,
I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy.
Alright, no racial, but to a white guy is crazy. I don't listen. Alright, the fact that it's a dude overall is crazy, but to a white dude, it's like he's trying to invoke slavery again. Like, this feels like I don't know, kind of prejudice. You feel me? Bro. Alright, yo. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. If this dude like goes on to have a alright, we know this for a fact, right? Me and Khalifa went through this. OnlyFans stars went through this. When you have something called an internet footprint, my G, history doesn't go nowhere. I know I've said some stuff on the internet. It's just not going nowhere.
Flashback.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragging these balls to the Z. Wait, what? Pause.
Oh. End of flashback.
This is not going nowhere. So you see, when you have a kid, when you have a child, I feel bad for you, bro. And it's just only 5 seconds. It's only 5 seconds. This video can't get any worse, can it?
Vaping has officially gone too far. Because someone please explain to me what possesses you to get on your knees and act like you're sucking your friends off just to hit a vape, all while on camera. The only other time you see behavior similar to this is when you're dealing with crackheads. Crackheads are probably the only group of people who will compromise or just straight out forsake their dignity just to partake in their drug of choice. And this isn't me making fun of them or anything. They literally can't help it. Their brain has literally changed in a way where they can't survive without the drug. A crackhead will literally lick shit off the floor if it has some drugs mixed into it. No exaggeration.
You know what's crazy? When I think about it in everyday life nowadays, I don't think there's rarely a person I see that doesn't vape. Like back in the day, vaping was considered cool, but like I thought that more people were doing it than they would be doing it now. But when you go into the real world and you're around people, vaping is no longer like vaping is an everyday thing. Grown people are using it, kids are using it, teenagers. It's a common thing now. It's more common in cigarettes. I don't think it's going nowhere anytime soon, but I'm about to hear somebody sound like a freaking vacuum cleaner, but we ain't gonna talk about it.
And I know some of you guys might think I'm joking or I'm being dramatic, but I'm being so serious.
Bro.
You don't want to know what happened in the rest of
What? Oh no, it's bad. Alright. Tell me in the comments down below. Is it really that serious? For a I'm not sure exactly what it looks like he did. I'm thinking that he did. You know what I mean? If you could put 2 and 2 together, you have a feeling of what he did. But is it that? I've never vaped before. There were people in the chat who have vaped. Like, is that the word? Who have vaped. Is it really like that good? You know what I'm saying? I've never seen people do that for weed or like bond or, you know what I mean? Like pot, whatever the case, maybe whatever you want to call it.
that video. But all I'm gonna say is shit went down. Alright, but if you actually do want to see that video, it's going to be in my Patreon, link in the description. You know, people will swear up and down that they're not addicted to these less potent drugs like weed or vape, but you take those drugs away from them for a short while and all of a sudden they don't know how to act. They're all manic. I've literally seen people lose their vape, and the way they get so frantic, you would have thought they lost their $1 billion lottery ticket.
Motherfucker, where is it?
Their vape.
Where the is it? I swear to God.
It can't be that
Literally
serious, bro.
shaking a couch upside down. Me yesterday. This is actually really relatable. It be getting to that point. No, because same. No, but I get it. It's always this serious for me. Going literally anywhere without your vape. She's running. The out of breath that quick was so real. Relating on being unhealthy at a young age is just insane. And if you really want to get an idea of just how serious and harmful the vaping crisis is, just go to Facebook and type in kids vaping. You'll literally see a bunch of parents posting their kids who fell victim to vapes. They're trying to use their kids as a cautionary tale for other parents. Teenage boy's lungs collapse after vaping 4 disposables a week for 3 years. The kid is 17. Stop vaping, y'all. My son had to go to the hospital today because he was coughing up blood and had severe chest pain. Brief intermission, y'all.
The dude has the vape on his chest. Bro got the vape on his, bro, it's not even that funny. Bro got the vape on his chest, bro. Bro, at this point, using a vape is worse than jacking off at this point.
Today because he was coughing up blood and had severe chest. Bully vape. 13 day. Another kid that was a victim to a lace vape. 13-year-old will never be the same after bullies gave him fentanyl lace vape. Zach Corona suffered devastating lifelong effects after being pressured by school bullies to vape a pen laced with fentanyl and marijuana. And it's crazy because on platforms like TikTok or Instagram, you'll see young people promoting or poking fun
Bro,
at
that's a
drug
crime.
use. But on Facebook, where you have actual parents, all you see is these devastating pictures and stories. My first vape, 9+ months old.
Wait, no, not the kids, not the what? Vapes for children? Yo. All right, now I'm worried. Now I'm worried because the day that my child grows up in the future and I have my child, he's gonna walk across in Toys R Us don't exist no more. He's gonna walk into Walmart or walk into what other stores got toys in it? He's gonna walk into whatever store, walk past the Optimus Prime, the Megatron, the flipping the Blood Nut. He gonna walk past Optimus Prime, walk past Bumblebee, walk past Sonic, walk past Mario, walk past the Nintendo 3DS, walk past the PSP, walk past a Xbox. He gonna wanna smoke his first vape? No. 9+ month refills sold separately. So it's not fake. It actually pushes out stuff. 9 months, 1 bubble vape, 3 refills. Refills sold separately. So you're telling me I could have my child getting high off the vape at 9 months? Not even 3, not even 2. Not even 1, 9 months? So I'm supposed to replace this for the pacifier. My kid gonna start leaning left and right when he walking through the house. No.
Yeah, we're officially cooked. We're so cooked. You know, I always thought that since we're the generation who grew up with like a bunch of TV shows and movies where you had these characters who had bright futures, who get introduced to drugs and, you know, their whole life will
Hey, I've never watched this show, but just from the clips I've seen, the writers put their soul into it. I'm not gonna lie.
end up getting derailed because they turn into crackheads. Or you know those cautionary tale smoking commercials, like the lady who had a hole in her throat and had a really raspy voice?
I remember that.
I'm married, and I used to be a smoker. I want to give you some tips about getting ready in the morning. Learn your name. Then your hand redivide. And now you're ready for the day. I was a cheerleader.
Damn.
I'm coming for it. If I smell it, you see teenagers smoking. Because I started smoking when I was a teenager.
I thought that since we all grew up
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. That low-key kind of makes me feel some type of way because we did grow up with those advertisements and those stuff on TV to like get us away from smoking. But this vaping thing, like the way how they built it, the way how they advertise it, this idea that it's like because you're not burning it or whatever the case may be, it's like more healthier in a sense. But I don't know if this is true, but I heard that there's like when you vape like metals or something like that get into your lungs or whatever the case may be. So this is crazy, yo. This is crazy, yo.
Watching these things, that we all came to an understanding, a consensus, that we're not gonna go down the same path. We're not gonna make the same obvious mistakes. But I guess common sense isn't so common. And
Yeah,
the
no, it just
sad
got
part
worse.
is these kids fell to the same perpetrator that their parents and their grandparents probably fell to. Big tobacco. The smoking industry has pulled off one of the biggest rebrands in modern history. Just because it's shaped like a USB stick and it comes in neon colors.
Yo, not even that. I see people who got like the whole like the LED battery joints, bro. Like, let me show y'all. The ones that light up and like show like, bro. How hard, how far, bro. This shit got more RGB than my freaking PC, bro. And my PC got a bunch of RGB. The fans, for crying out loud, have RGB. My GPU got RGB. This has more RGB than my PC. Why does a vape need RGB?
Turn them back on. This is the color and pattern that
You have indicators for the mode you select?
It has all these fruity flavors like mango, pineapple, peach. Doesn't mean it's any better than that smelly cigarette.
Listen, I would rather you stuff yourself with candy before you start puffing this joint, dog. That's how serious it is. And you know how parents used to be about eating candy. You know how they used to be about eating candy.
Although cigarettes have more toxins and higher cancer risk, vapes have higher nicotine exposure. And another aspect is that cigarettes have a natural stopping point. You finish one and then you pause. Now, of course, you might pull out another cigarette, but at least that's another deterrent to prevent more smoking. But with a vape, you can just continually inhale. And although vapes are just as bad and sometimes even worse than cigarettes, part of the reason why they had such great PR, especially when they first hit the scene, is because they weren't sold like drugs. They were more sold like tech products. They got a sleek design, minimalist branding, flavors that sound like smoothies, not substances. I mean, you wouldn't want to try mango peach or some other fruity tropical flavor that sounds like your favorite juice. And you see, vapes entered the world under the guise of being the smoking alternative. It wasn't seen as a vice. And because vapes have less toxins, if someone saw you vaping, they'd think, oh, at least they're not using a cigarette. But see, the tricky part came into play, and I'm sure this is all by design, when vapes went from being viewed as less harmful to not harmful at all. And I mean, it's not hard to see how these big corporations can make this possible. Once upon a time, even doctors were promoting cigarettes.
You know, if you were to follow a busy doctor as he makes his daily round of calls, you'd find yourself having a mighty busy time keeping up with him. Time out for many men of medicine usually means just long enough to enjoy a cigarette. And because they know what a pleasure it is to smoke a mild, good-tasting cigarette, they're particular about the brand they choose. In a repeated national survey, doctors in all branches of medicine, doctors in all parts of the country were asked, "What cigarette do you smoke, doctor?" Once again, the brand named most was Camel. Yes, according to this repeated nationwide survey, more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. Why not change to Camels for the next 30 days and see what a difference it makes in your smoking enjoyment?
And what adults and young people really need to understand is that these big corporations are super deceptive. They don't follow any moral guideline. They'll use misleading language to dumb down the severity of vaping, or make flavors and use branding that matches your favorite candy, or make things like smart vape phones. I mean, these things literally come with a touchscreen, the ability to call, text, and receive social notifications, games, phone locator, camera control, battery, and I mean, it's pretty obvious to see who they're appealing to. They know just how addicted young people are to their phones. They really said, let's just use the pre-existing addiction they already have to phones and just alley-oop, introduce a new addiction in there. Using one addiction to introduce a new addiction is just diabolical work. But you know what? Since you're already here, why don't I try to de-influence you and give you some vaping stats? Did you know that one vaping pod can contain as much nicotine as 1 to 2 packs of cigarettes? Did you know that some daily vapers consume more nicotine than a pack a day smokers? Did you know that more than 25% of high school students have tried vaping? Did you know that nicotine exposure during adult—
So you're telling me the one source that they started to use because it was supposed to be less harmful? Because I remember when vapes just came out, you know what I'm saying? They were, as you said, they were supposed to be less harmful. So you're telling me the same thing that came out that was supposed to be less harmful is worse? You're telling me one vape is worse than one pack of Black and White? Well, one vape is worse than a pack of like, what they call them joints? Whatever people smoke. That's like, yeah, that's wild.
Can increase the risk of anxiety, depression, and attention disorders. Honestly, drug use is always going to be a losing game. Instead of facing and working through your problems head on, thinking you can resort to a drug as a stress reliever is only a detriment to yourself. You can't be trying to smoke and drink away all the pain and stress. Sometimes you really got to just feel it. You got to experience.
So basically, it's almost like taking fun stuff. I'm gonna just leave that there.
That pain because it builds character. And for anyone who feels like they're currently addicted to any sort of drug, I hope this next clip helps.
I was addicted to vaping nicotine for 3 years, and I had a really tough time quitting. And I was able to quit 4 years ago on this day because I employed 3 simple strategies. And I want to talk to those in this video, and I think they're applicable to any addiction that you might be struggling with. The first strategy is removing myself from the situation. My biggest triggers were when I would go to the bars, when I would be drinking alcohol, and when I would be around other people that would be vaping. It was the hardest to quit in those situations. So I decided that I would quit the winter break of my sophomore year of college because I was at home and I was out of all of those situations. The second strategy that I employed is that you need to replace your dopamine.
I got an insane amount of dopamine from vaping, and I needed to get some sort of dopamine. So instead of vaping, I got really into fitness and focusing on my nutrition and focusing on going to the gym every single day. And that winter break, I was literally in the gym every single day, and getting dopamine from that was able to help replace the dopamine that I was getting from vaping. And the third strategy is that you should track your progress. For me, I downloaded this app that told me how much money and how much time I was saving from not vaping, or the amount of days that I hadn't vaped for. And the money thing was huge for me because I've always kind of been a thrifty and stingy person, and seeing that money stack up was so insane to see. And at the height of my vaping, I was buying a $20 vape every 4 days. So I was spending around $5 a day on vaping. And now, if I look at it, my app.
In the last 4 years, I have saved $9,300 from not vaping, which is almost as much money as I spent on my first car, and I spent $6,700 on my 3-month European backpacking trip. So not only was I trading my health, not only was I trading my dopamine, but I was also trading potentially a really cool real-world experience. So,
damn.
If you are struggling with an addiction, remember to just remove yourself from the situation, replace your dopamine, and track your progress, and you can do it too.
And look, for anyone who uses vapes, please don't be this individual.
5-year-old MPS student forced to vape inside a school bathroom.
They were alerted to the video on March 3rd.
If you're a grown-up, exercise your free will. If you're an older kid and vaping is what you choose to do, that's on you. But please do not give it to babies, bro. That is not a joking matter. Babies and little kids are a lot more fragile than you. I don't want to have to read about some baby passing away from being forced to vape. This video of a baby being made to vape was already sad enough as is. With that being said though, if you made it this far, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to my reaction channel, 40 Shams Live. 40 Shams, 40 World, I'm out. Love y'all.
Sora 2 video generation is not available in our region.
It is if you're on Artlist.
Okay. All right. That's I don't even know where to start. Y'all, that was the vaping crisis. Comment down below and let me know how you feel about this, because this is wild to me. It's wild. Because actually sit down and think that people are, what a way to come back to reaction, man. But yeah, that was the vaping crisis. If you guys want to see more videos like this, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think down below. Start the conversation. I'll talk with y'all down below in the comments. I really want to see what other people's opinions are on this, because even though he's giving all those information, people might have other reasons why they still vape or still do this or whatever the case may be, because I'm pretty sure people see all the dangers but still do it. So I really want to hear y'all thoughts out. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear everybody's side, see what everybody's thinking, and I'll be in the comments talking to y'all. As for right now, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.